Hi, everyone. Welcome to Engage with Sage, episode 3. And we're so excited that everyone is here. We have tons of people joining us today with Miss Co and Miss Russ. We have tons and tons of questions to go over really quick. My goodness, I'm so excited you're all here. We have Cha-Cha 9. Hello. Ben is here to say hello. Stina, thank you for joining us. Paige, thank you for joining us. So many people joining us. Ben is here as well. Miss Turner is here. Hello, Miss Turner. Oh, Joey is also here. I mean, it is amazing. That's awesome, everybody. We're so excited you're here. Just remember to use the comment box as a professional setting. So ask those questions in regards to Sage or anything you want to know about Miss Co or Miss Russ. We have tons and tons of people. Just keep going and it keep coming. I love it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started because we have 30 minutes and a lot of questions. And I know we all want to know, Miss Co, we'll start with you really quick. How are you feeling and how are you doing with everything going on with your health?
I'm doing good. I finished my chemo, but 12 weeks, every week of chemo kind of wore me down. So I've been really tired. I'm sure you can see it in my face, just tired all the time. But they said I should be getting back, in the next couple of weeks. So I'll show everybody my hair.
Yay.
Hair's growing in. So still short, really short. Yeah. So I keep my Kansas City Royals cap on to protect my head.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that with Miss Co. We're really excited. We can all eventually get back together, we hope, in the fall and see each other and see how everyone is doing. Sarah has a question for both of you. Miss Russ, we'll start with you. Sarah just wants to know, how are you? And what is your favorite thing about quarantine?
I'm doing fine, doing great. Very thankful that quarantine is happening during the spring season. I feel like if quarantine was during the winter, it would just be so much harder, Probably my favorite thing about quarantine is just the ability to be flexible, being able to get up and go take a walk or hang with the dogs or help my kids, all of that is really nice, and just keep the house moving. I love being able to just keep up with laundry and cooking and all the mom job, tasks I have. But, I'm trying to see the positive side of things. It's not always super easy, but those are the things that I've enjoyed.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Miss Co, what about you? How are you doing? And what is your favorite thing about quarantine?
I love being able to sleep in. That's nice. And getting to wear comfy clothes whenever I want to. Not having to wear my heels or dress shoes or anything like that. Most of the time I just wear socks. Well, other clothes, but socks.
I love it. I love it. Awesome. Yes, we have. We love our Jeans Day coupon, so it's a Jeans Day every day, and that's positive. I love it. We have a question over here. Kind of goes with the question. Does anybody have a favorite quarantine song?
I don't have a song just for quarantine. I just like listening to my music, all the time. It helps, get motivated or just to relax. I have different play sets depending on the mood I'm looking for.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Paisley is an 8th grader at Newmark, and she sent in an awesome question. What was everyone's first job? Miss Co, we'll start with you. What was your first job?
First official paid job was working as a cashier at the Howard Johnson's Hotel downtown at the restaurant that they had. And I was super shy and had to learn that I had to talk to people. And that was very difficult for me. But that's what helped me get out of being so shy.
Awesome. Miss Russ, what about you?
My first job was working for the parks department in my town. We had a day camp where kids would come to the area, like the parks in the city, a different park every day. And so we would host a day camp every summer. That was probably my first paid job, other than babysitting.
Awesome. Okay, John has a question for you. We have lots of questions coming into the chat bar. Thank you guys so much. Here we go. How much more junk food do you eat than normal since you've been home? Miss Russ, what about you?
How are you doing? Bad. It's so bad. I'm telling myself that, you know, there's a time and place for everything. And right now the time is what we're doing is we're being happy. And sometimes what makes us happy is eating chips. Sorry, but that's my weakness.
Awesome. Ms. Co, what about you? Are you eating junk food right now?
Oh, definitely. And I've been eating wavy chips with ranch dip quite a bit. So good.
I know. I cannot stop. You give me one and I can't stop. I'm terrible at like stopping once I start.
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard. It says how many times, here we go. We kind of talked a little bit about this, but Joey wants to know how many times you've worn PJs all day, like not even getting out of clothes. Has it been a lot?
Ms. Co, you go first.
Okay. I haven't. I have this thing against wearing PJs. I don't like wearing the clothes I sleep in. So I think I've only done one PJ all day thing. I like to wear fresh clothes.
I'm the same. I'm a regimented kind of routine girl. And so I still have a lot of the same parts of my routine as when we go to school, just a little bit later. I'm not a PJs in the day girl either.
No. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Katie, thank you for your question. We're so happy you're here. Have you guys read a lot of books lately? And if so, what is your favorite? Let's go with Miss Russ on this one.
I just listened to an audiobook by C.S. Lewis called The Screwtape Letters, and it was really fascinating. It's kind of a letter from I don't want to get into it, but anyway, yeah, that was the latest book that I read. It was good.
Awesome. What about you, Ms. Co? Are you reading anything?
I've definitely been reading a lot. I like a lot of suspense novels. And the last book that I read was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I think is what it was titled. But I think I'm ready to start rereading all the Harry Potter books again.
Oh, that would be neat. Very good. I like that. Okay, here we go. Cha-Cha 9 has another great question. What is your favorite quarantine activity? Hers or his is 3D modeling. Ms. Co, do you have one that you've been doing?
Cooking. I've really been enjoying cooking, making my family dinners for my family. It's just nice chance for us all to get together because during the day, everybody's doing their own thing, doing their own work. So dinner time, we come together.
Very, very cool. Ms. Russ, what about you?
I do that too. It's kind of nice to get to enjoy the cooking and not feel so rushed. I love the cooking and I love walking. I've been doing a ton of walking with the dogs. That is probably one of my favorite things to do.
Very awesome job. Thank you. If you are joining us, we are at 40 live right now, and that is the most that we've had for Engage with Sage. So we are so happy that you're here for us. Yeah. Again, if you are new to Engage with Sage, just post those questions on the site and make sure that your questions are professional and that you are ready to learn about Ms. Co, Ms. Russ, or the Sage Center, and maybe what the future holds for the Sage Center. So any questions that you might have. We have a lot of people that have kind of joined in, so welcome. Tyree is here. Hi, Tyree. Miss Duffett has joined. So thank you for our Sage teachers and everyone that is here. We are going to stop in 30 minutes. So we're going to kind of get going back to some questions for both of you. How did you come up with your UOS topics? Ms. Co, how did you come up with graphic design and photography and all the topics that you created?
When we started, we were given options of what to choose from. And so we didn't have a lot of choice really with some of the things that we did. So I just chose graphic design because I did have some art background and computer background. So I thought it would be kind of cool to learn more about it. And so that's why I chose that one. And then photography I thought would be cool to add in later because it kind of went along with it. So that's just why I added it in. It was not anything I had experience about, so I've been learning along the way, but I've really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Ms. Russ, you've changed units of study quite a bit. So how have you come up with your units of study the last 3 years?
You know, at first, or not at first, I guess I'll agree with Ms. Co about the beginning of it, but since then, we really do look at your survey data, what interests the students, and that changes from year to year. And so we do look at that. And I also look at all of the other offerings each semester. And if it seems like there are a lot of science offerings, I try to offer something else in the STEM categories that would make it more varied for you guys who might want lots of choices. But also, like Mrs. Coe, I have to draw from some things that I have some background and some skill in, because it's hard to teach something that you don't know a lot about. And we do a lot of self-training in this job. We don't get a lot of professional development outside like most other teachers do. And so, I try to choose things that students want and the things that I know that I can do fairly well.
Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing. All right, Ben, it kind of goes with this. What is your favorite class you have taught? Miss Russ, you want to start?
Oh, it's such a hard split. I love science and I love design. So it's probably a toss-up between biomedical engineering and then just any of my textile classes. Both are so much fun. And they both kind of use the design process. And you kind of have an end product with both of them, and that feels good. I love that part about both of those.
Awesome. Ms. Coe?
I think as far as a class, I don't have a favorite class, but a thing that I love to teach is Photoshop. It's just a lot of fun to teach that, and I can do that for both graphic design and in photography. So I really enjoy teaching Photoshop.
Very cool. Okay, we're going to go back to the comments section over here. Do you have any pets? And if so, what are their names? Let's go with Ms. Coe on this one. We'll start with you.
Sorry guys, I think my lip is bleeding. I picked up some dry skin. I have a dog named Tank, and he is a boxer. And then I have 2 cats, one named Ayla that we got, it'll be 2 years this summer, and the other one is Kibby with the B, Kibby cat. And my IQ students have seen them because I posted them on my videos that I make for them.
Very cool. Miss Russ, you have any animals?
Oh, yes, we have lots of animals. They're both sleeping at my feet right now. I have a German Shepherd mix. Her name is Gypsy. And then we have a Bloodhound who's like a 120-pound 3-year-old. He is like a perpetual toddler in our house. I'm constantly having to wipe his slobber, and he brings a whole lot of joy to our family. But also, we're going to have kittens. We are not a cat family, but it just so happens that a cat kind of adopted us, and come to find out she's expecting kittens. And so that is a new thing for us, and it's kind of exciting, really.
Really fun. Do you know when that's going to be? Is it soon?
Supposed to be today.
Oh,
so,
wow. Wow. All right.
Behavior. I've had to learn a lot about cat birth and kitten development, things that I never would have had. I just would have never imagined. So
awesome. There was a question on here that was asking if you've started any new hobbies. So Ms. Russell learns about going to be taking care of kittens. Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Ms. Russ, we're going to come back to you. Have you ever accidentally gotten hurt during textiles?
Oh, all the time. I have marks on my wrist and my hands from the iron, burning myself on the iron, and, just poking myself with the needle. I fortunately have never had an accident with the rotary cutter, which some of my students have. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I always joke with my kids that textile students are like the toughest kids at the Sage Center. They live on the edge. We use all this sharp stuff. And anyway, but no, I haven't been hurt too terribly.
Awesome. Ms. Coe, Adam wants to know, have you left the house at all?
Yeah, I had to leave every week for my chemo treatments. So that got me out of the house. And then my husband wasn't happy with me, but I went to Target once before they did a lot of the lockdown stuff. And then we have a lake house that we've gone to, but we try to just go directly there so we don't make any stops in between, because my husband's trying to quarantine me as much as possible, which, doesn't work all that well because I don't like being locked down.
Yeah. Right. Here's a question that has to go with Sage. will we get the same Sage homeroom next year for Sage? So I'm meowing animation. Are you talking about the IQ teacher is what I'm assuming. So if it's not, please clarify in the comments section. But will our kids have the same IQ teachers next year? Ms. Russ, do you want to start there?
Yeah, I mean, I think our goal is always to try and do what is best for students. And in most cases, I think that it is best for a lot of students to keep the same teacher and the same group. Sometimes logistics make it tricky because days change from year to year on all that. And sometimes students' needs change. But for the most part, I think we are able to keep teachers and students together.
Awesome. Ms. Coe, anything to add to that one?
Next year, we are looking at making changes for Newmark for the days. So if that happens, some of our 6th graders, we will have to change Sage teachers for that, but we're trying to keep all of the current 7th graders. I think we're going to try to keep those with the same Sage IQ teacher.
Awesome. Perfect. And we all know that things change and day by day sometimes right now, but it seems like we have a plan as a team and we meet every week to talking about those plans. So any other questions out there, please ask them. We may not know the answer, but we also at least can bring it to the team and try to answer it on next week's Engage with Sage. Okay, if anyone has ever joined us for Engage with Sage, they know the halfway point is the hot seat. So now we will ask questions that are directed to either Ms. Coe or Ms. Russ. So if you are joining us in the comments section and you have a question specifically for Ms. Russ or Ms. Coe, let's put them on the hot seat. And I'm going to have to put you both on the hot seat for this one because this question is awesome. Ms. Coe, who was your famous childhood crush?
For me, oh my God, this is so easy. I had the biggest crush on Jon Bon Jovi. Yes. Big time. I had every magazine that he was in. I had every single album that they have. My entire family knows that I'm a huge Jon Bon Jovi fan.
Awesome. Okay, Miss Russ, we're breaking the rules on this one, but I need to know, who was your famous childhood crush?
I mean, I don't know. I can agree with Jon Bon Jovi, but I wasn't like obsessive about it. I didn't have posters and stuff up, but I don't remember like a childhood crush. Maybe into my teen years, I really appreciated Brad Pitt. I started to really think that he was pretty awesome. But that would probably be my closest guess to a childhood crush.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And I definitely put you on the hot spot. Thanks, Joey, for helping me with that question. All right, Miss Russ, Madison and Caitlin kind of asked the same type of question, but what made you want to start sewing? And when did you start sewing?
You know, I have really early memories of sitting down and my grandma teaching me how to put together a 4-patch by hand, little patches for a quilt. And I don't know, I went a lot of years without sewing, and then I don't know what sparked it a couple years ago. And I think it was just something about the design part of it. I love the math and kind of the geometry of it. And I love having something whenever I'm done with my work, having something in my hands that's unique that no one else has made or has. And so probably it's like an art. It's an art form for me.
Awesome. A lot of great questions, Miss Coe. Is there anything you wish you taught but can't?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
I kind of got into computer coding there for a little bit, and I really enjoyed that, but that takes so much work and effort. So if I was to do something different, I would like to get into that a little bit.
Awesome. Perfect. And we have one. Here we go. Miss Russ, what is your dream car?
Dream car. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. Gosh, maybe a convertible. Any old convertible would do. That would be fun.
There you go. There you go. I like that. I know that's a hard one.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Miss Coe. Elliot had a great question. Most bizarre dream.
I actually had a really weird one the other day. My husband and I were going on a roller coaster in our car, and the roller coaster was on fire, and he kept braking, and I was yelling at him to not stop, that we had to go. And then towards the end of the dream, for some weird reason, I was taking out contacts from my eye, and I had like 8 or 9 contacts that I was taking out of one eye. And it was really weird. And I was like, how did I get all of these in?
Yeah. You must have had a really good night's sleep that night. All right, Miss
There's a really deep message there or something, Mrs. Coe. I think we need
Oh,
to
weird.
evaluate it. Miss Russ, what was your biggest textile project error?
Error. Oh, well, I've made several quilts, but my biggest one is a family quilt that's kind of symbolic for our family, and each family member chose a color, and I made a star for each family member. And anyway, it was my biggest project to date too. It's huge, and it was a lot. It was hard to manage, but really satisfying. But anyway, in the end, got it all put together, lots and lots of hours of work. And, you don't notice it when you're close up, but when I hung it up on the wall and looked at it after hours of work, I had one little square that was turned the wrong way, and it was too much work to go back in and take it apart. And so I ended up leaving it. And in fact, there's kind of an old wives' tale about the Amish community, how when they make quilts, they make what's called a humble block. And what that does is it just kind of helps, supposedly helps them keep perspective that no one's perfect and everyone makes mistakes and all of that. And so I left it, and I call it my humble block on that big quilt. So
awesome. Wow, that was a great story. See, everyone, we put these teachers on the hot spot. We learned some amazing things.
Yeah.
Here we go from Meowing Animation. Miss Coe, how is your cool cat doing?
Which cool cat? I've got 2 of them that are cool cats. Kibby Cat, which is the one that does the tricks. She's fine. She's fat. I had to move her today off of a chair that I wanted to sit on, and she was not happy with me about it at all. And then Ayla, which is my hunter cat, she's doing pretty cool too. We watch her at dinner time through the yard or through the windows and see if she's hunting anything. We found half of a dead rabbit, so we don't know if that was from her or not. Okay, we got the one that does tricks. That's Kibby Cat. Yeah, she's still cool. She's fat.
Cool and fat. I love it. Well, talking about that, Anastasia wants to know, Miss Russ, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Oh man, probably a lot of things. Probably the thing I would need to do the most would be like take a little run, lift a few weights, do about a 30-minute workout for a Klondike bar. Maybe try to stand on my head. I don't know. I'd do a lot.
Right? That's awesome. All right. This is a really good one too. And all of these questions are amazing. I just wanted to do a quick time check. We have about 8 minutes left of our show. So please keep those questions coming. Just know that we probably won't get to every single one of them, but you're doing awesome. Miss Coe, what is your worst phobia?
It's not really cool. It's about something major happening to my family, like them getting hurt or my kids getting kidnapped or something like that. That's my biggest fear. For like something cool, I guess it's not cool, but I used to be terrified of stepping on a mouse. So we'd have mice because we live near the woods. So we'd have mice growing up in our house. And I was terrified that one would run out in front of me and I'd step on it and squish it and it'd just be gross and disgusting.
Oh, yeah. All right, Miss Coe, we got to come back to you. Ben is joining us. Miss Coe, what should I eat for lunch?
I think you should have a salad today, Ben, because that's what I'm going to have. I'm going to have a salad because I've been eating way too much junk food during all this quarantine.
Awesome. Okay, let's go here to lots and lots of great ones. Ben, I'm going to go ahead and ask it because I think all students always want to know. My children always ask me this. And this is a good hot seat question. What do you guys think about this? Do you ever have favorite students? Ms. Rush, we'll start with you.
I think it's a fair question. I think, I had this one student one time, Ben McCann. He was really great. I mean, he worked so hard. He was just, he's somewhere way up at the top of the list. But
Oh, Ben McCann is my favorite student named Ben McCann.
his
He's my
sister's pretty
favorite
cool
student
too.
named Ben McCann.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have
Yeah,
a favorite student named Ben
obviously.
Droptini, though, and then
Yeah.
a Joey Droptini.
Those are two that are hard to beat.
Lots of shout outs today, guys. That's awesome. Ben does have here's another good question, and we'll give this one to you, Miss Rust, again. But do you prefer teaching the basic or advanced version of your classes?
Man, they both bring a whole lot of satisfaction because it's fun to take students who don't have a lot of knowledge or background in something and give them something to be excited about and something to chase. And then on the other hand, it's really cool to get started with students who do have background and see how far they can go, which is usually a lot further than how far I can go. So yeah, I can't choose. They're both awesome.
That is tough. Here we go. Miss Co, this is a great question. It says for both too. So either you guys can both answer it if you'd like. What's the first place you are going to go after this quarantine?
I am dying to eat dinner with my whole family. We used to get together and go out to Rancho Grande and go have dinner there. So that's the first thing I want to do with my dad, my brothers, my sister-in-law, my cousin, or my niece and nephews, all of them. Just want to go out and have dinner with them again.
Miss Russ, you want to answer that one too? That's a pretty good one.
I agree with that. That's a great answer. The only other thing that I would say is that my family doesn't live near, and so I would love to travel and go see my family, which is what we had hoped to do over spring break. And so just visit my family and then also hang out with friends. I miss friends. You know, we just have friends over a screen right now, and that's fine. But just like you guys, I bet you want to hang out with actual people again. So I look forward to that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Okay, we are getting down to the nitty gritty here. And Kate has a great question. Were you ever in the gifter program as a student, Miss Co?
No, we didn't have that in where I was growing up. We didn't have anything like that, but I definitely was one of those kids that was always wanting more and got frustrated when I didn't get more, especially when I was learning to read. My family said, oh, you don't need to read. You're too young. You don't need to do that. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to show you different. And especially with spelling my name, they used to call me Jenny because they didn't think I could spell my full first name. It was too many letters. And I hated Jenny. So I was like, Mom, would you please teach me how to write my full first name? Because I'm going to show them I can do it. And that's what I did.
Awesome. That's great. We have a question about Sage and you know, it's one of those questions that I would love to hear your thoughts on. We don't know if we'll have an answer to it, but Ms. Russ, will we have a party for the badge reward? So the ones that we talked about a couple episodes ago about how we were going to go ahead and cut off the badges at semester. Are we going to have a badge reward for that?
That is a great question. And actually, you know, you mentioned that we meet as teachers every week. And so that's something that we're going to have to make a decision on very soon, but we don't have a solid decision yet. We do want to celebrate those of you who've earned, you know, lots of badges and have worked so hard. That's worth celebrating. And so we'll probably have to decide as a team how that can look. But I mean, there are some ideas, like maybe an idea about celebrating in the fall when we return, you know, celebrating our successes from this school year, since we didn't get to do that in person, but no decision has been made yet.
Awesome.
All right, Ms. Co, anything to add to that one?
No, same as what Mrs. Russ said. I just want to celebrate coming back.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody celebrate.
Everyone celebrate. I love that. Okay, Ms. Co, what is your guilty pleasure?
Peanut butter and chocolate.
Oh.
Anything peanut butter and chocolate. Ice cream, Reese's peanut butter cups, sticking a bar of chocolate into the jar of peanut butter and eating it.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, here's one. Let's see. Let's go over here. We'll do both of you on the hot seat for this one. What is one of your hidden talents? Miss Russ, let's start with you. Do you have a hidden talent?
I don't know if it's hidden. I can play the piano. I love playing the piano. And I think that's probably my best hidden talent.
Awesome. Awesome. Ms. Co, do you have a hidden talent?
I did one that I think we did on the beginning of the year where I can clap one-handed.
Yes. and it
So
was
I can
amazing.
do that. It's not that super cool.
Yeah, there we go.
go.
Yeah.
That's my
Very
hidden
cool.
talent.
It's a good
I
one.
cannot thank you guys enough for being a part of Engage with Sage. I know this is a team effort, and it's so awesome to learn things about you that I haven't even known, and I've been with you for 3 years. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us. This has been amazing. This actually has been one of the biggest shows that we've had, and we're excited for next Friday's Engage with Sage, and we hope that we see you then and hear from you. Bring the questions, fill out the form, and we hope that we answer your questions and we're here for you. Any last thoughts you guys say to our kids, Ms. Russ?
I was just going to ask, is there a way for us to answer these questions that are still over in the chat? I was going to ask you that. Can we answer those somehow? Like in like not right now, but is there a way for me to answer some of those in writing or something for them?
Definitely. Yes, we will get you this chat and you can see it, and then we'll be able to type them out and we can send them out to the teachers, we'll send out to their homeroom classes.
Okay.
We'll try that. We'll try
Yeah.
it. If it works. Very cool. Yeah, lots of great questions. It's hard. It was actually really hard to keep up this week, so which is really a good thing. Ms. Co, any last things?
Yeah, I miss you guys. I really, really do. Wish we could get back together, and I cannot wait until we are together again. I think it's going to be a huge celebration. So that's just what I'm looking forward to, is when we can all get back together again.
Yes. Chronic AA, I really appreciate your comments. You know, this is one time that we are able to think outside the box and figure out how to keep engaging with you guys. Thank you, Ms. Russ, Ms. Fogel, and Ms. Co. Engage with Sage is really fun and interesting to learn new things about the teachers. So thank you so much for your comment. Really quick, we'll do some more shout outs. A lot of thank yous. Our kids really appreciate it. I appreciate it. This is a wonderful thing, and I look forward to doing it again. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Co, Ms. Russ, teachers, parents, students, whoever's joining us today. We'll see you next week for episode 4.